I should write more letters. Everybody should just write more letters.
No, they should. It's the type of thing that takes time for good reasons.
Yeah,
And we should do more of those things.
Does anybody know anybody's address anymore? I don't know yours. I know you know mine because you visited, but I don't know yours. Mm-hmm. Hardly anybody knows anybody's phone number anymore. You enter it in one time and your phone remembers it and you say, hey, call Jim. And then the phone does it for you. You used to have that number in your head or have to have it written by the phone, which was, on a table and attached to the wall by a cord. Mm-hmm. And then you had to spin the dial, which I think we all need to bring back because that's better than pushing a button. I think that's way better than did beep, 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 beep. I can't stand dial noises.
Again, you could think, okay, that's not a privacy discussion. It kind of is. Because it makes sense that, we're all so available to each other that it would be good for us to be less available to each other, which means that I have to put in more work to get a hold of you, which makes the whole conversation and interaction more worthwhile.
Yeah, and then you might find yourself having fewer conversations. Mm-hmm. Because if somebody has to actually put in some effort to get a hold of you, then that might be a case of, well, do I actually want to talk to him right now? Mm-hmm. He doesn't usually answer text messages. He prefers that people just call him on the phone, which not only doing that, but also participating in it requires more effort than just texting.
Yeah.
More effort and more thought, and it's more risky.
Yeah, it's more risky. It takes more effort.
You have to control your speech and your words. Like when text messaging first started happening, people were kind of more able to control themselves because email had been a thing. Mm-hmm. And you could write an email and save it for a while, then go back and look at it and delete all the curse words and then send it.
And you were more likely to send a text message that at least looked roughly like an email.
Yeah. In the earliest days of text messaging. Now, granted, in the earliest days of text messaging, there were also no keyboards, so text speak became a thing because it was just faster.
Oh.
When you got to push a button 3 times, or in some cases 4, to be able to get to the letter you want, you have a motivation to...
You really do. That's a good point.
Although even my first phone actually was like that, where I had to push a button 3 times or 4 to get to a letter, and I still texted in full sentences with proper punctuation. Then I graduated up to one that slid out that had an actual keyboard on it, and I was so excited that I didn't have, now I can only press a button 1 time.
That felt great, didn't it?
It did feel great.
I remember texting on one of those old flip phones. It sucked.
Oh, it wasn't even a flip phone, it was a brick.
Well, I mean the thing that preceding your slide out, I have a keyboard now.
Yeah.
I
actually want to go back to one of those so that if people want to get a hold of me, they can just call me on the phone.
I mean, you'd be happier for it.
And I'll build a thing to mount it to the wall and get an actual handset to connect to it so I can pick that up and talk like the old days. It's one of the things that I aspire to.
You know what? Dumb phones are getting more technologically advanced. That could be the next advancement.
There's really hardly anything that I actually need from a phone. What do you actually need this device to do? Mm-hmm. What is it for? What is its primary job? It's for communication. And the actual essence of the thing, a telephone, is for communication. A cellular phone is for communication. But now it's how much time do people actually spend actively communicating with people on the phone? The word phone coming from the word that means to hear. To listen. How much time do people actually spend listening to another human being on one of these things.
The irony is that the definition hasn't changed, it's just broadened. Because now you're listening to a lot more things. If this was just for communication, it doesn't need to have more technology than Apollo 11 did within it.
Yeah.
But it does.
I would also say that we probably need to change the name of these things. Technologically speaking, they need to have another name. Because this is not just a phone. It is not for listening. This is a miniature computer. It is a television.
Mm-hmm.
It is a radio. It's a calculator. It's a calendar. It basically is an all-around device to do pretty much everything. Communications-wise, internet-wise, this can do almost everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have this and an internet connection, and you know what you're doing, you really can do basically anything.
So here's a counter argument, which is also part 2 of what I was going to say before. It's not a good counter argument, by the way, completely, but it gets my point across. The reason you can justify still calling this a phone, though, is because you're not just listening to other people, you're listening to the world. And to all of its facets, and the world is listening to you.
Yes, I understand that.
So
because the phone is supposed to go both ways.
Yeah. And I don't make that point to defend the label of the phone so much as I make a broader point about what we're talking about in privacy.
Yeah.
Which is the more important thing.